Our school has approximately 1,800 students. Our students come from backgrounds all over the world. We have very diverse population. My role at Mount Vernon High School is to serve as the CP coordinator. Also, I am one of the PPS teachers. In the CP, the students come from many different educational backgrounds in terms of their families. Many of our students are the first to even consider going to college. And so for them to pursue the rigor of the IB and the rigor of the CP, it's a new challenge that they've initiated. It's not necessarily coming from home. And the self-initiation adds to their motivation, in my opinion.
Looking at community service that's not with the CP and community service or service learning with the CP, there's definitely a difference. The service learning has a lot of logistics incorporated in it. That's important both in the service learning and the real world.
You understand the logistics. You understand, hey, there's a need. What do we need to suit the need? Let's meet the need. And then did it work? Did we meet the need? That's just a growth experience for our students that is beyond measure, and it makes service learning authentic for them. Authenticity can vary for students in terms of what they were expecting in an experience and what actually happens. Students have a level of comfort of what they're willing to do without hesitation and what they're willing to do with a little prodding. But an authentic experience that takes them outside of their comfort zone is what stretches their growth.
The service learning really gives them a chance to relate a lot of the skills we talk about in PPS class. We talk about communication, we talk about working in a group, we talk about helping community. So we just tie all that into the reflection so they can really see how does that relate to what I've learned the past couple of years in this course.
The whole communication thing was one of my big issues because I wouldn't be able to come out of my shell in many of my classes during presentations. So the whole PPS class has actually helped me in the long run for it.
These academic skills that the students are learning really are integrated in every type of service learning experience.
I'm improving my communication skills because we also have to constantly get out and reach with people that are outside of our school setting that we do not see every day. But you have to know them well enough to respond to them and be open to them like they're one of your close friends that you do see every day.
We've implemented service learning in a couple ways. The biggest way is that our school has organized a 5K run, and most of our students participate in every aspect of creating this event as well as hosting and afterwards. So by selecting one big project, it encouraged them to work together on an event. It needs to be student-led. The project needs to be directed by the students, and the activities need to be conducted by the students. Over the course of a year, the students plan the logistics for the 5-kilometer run. These logistics include communicating with the community. This means that the students had to go out and knock on every door of the houses along the route of the 5-kilometer. We reach out to our feeder schools and clubs and organizations with publicity. We contact local businesses to get sponsorships. We work on the stages. Who is going to do each part of it? What are the parts that need to be done? And we literally write them up on the board and write names underneath the list.
So we had committee meetings, and basically in the meetings someone was in charge and they would ask all the questions like what needs to happen, and we would assign people to those categories. I was actually part of the neighborhood people where we went out and discussed to the different neighbors how the roads were going to be blocked off on this date. I learned that I can be a people's person because if I come out of my shell, I find common ground with other people and it's easier to talk to them.
It encourages them to use their strengths to the best of the project, but also recognizing their weaknesses and kind of forces them to develop those weaknesses, step outside of their comfort zone, and just grow as a person as a result of the experience.
One of the things that made it a positive experience for me was going out to one of the houses and the older lady needed help and I was able to help her. So it made her be able to look at Mount Vernon students in a different way, knowing that we are involved with our community.
We host this event every year, and as a result, our CP students participate in the 5-kilometer event the 2 years that they're in the program. This enables them to learn from what was successful, what was not successful, to use the reflection to make the program better every year. I feel like the service learning experience is making our students more cognizant of the world that they live in and their responsibility to be a part of helping their community. You know, one of the things as a high school teacher is we've got to teach them how to step outside of their comfort zone. And it's hard, you know, they're teenagers. But afterwards, deep breath, wow, I did it.